Strange and beautiful are the stars tonight that dance around your head. In your eyes I see that perfect world. I hope that doesn't sound too weird. And I want all the world to know that your love's all I need, all that I need. And if we're lost, then we are lost together. Yeah, if we're lost, we are lost together. Stand before this faceless crowd. I wonder why I bother. So much control by so few, stumbling from one disaster to another. I've heard it all so many times before. It's all a dream to me now, a dream to me now. And if we're lost, we are lost together. Yeah, if we're lost, we are lost together. In the silence of this whispered night, I listen only to your breath. And in that second of it, shooting stars, somehow it all makes sense. And I want all the world to know that your love's all I need, all that I need. And if we're lost, then we are lost together.
Please be seated. This bouquet of flowers that the family has created today symbolizes Glen's life. And the colors of the flowers represent the many ways he brightened our world with his presence, with his love, and with his caring. This bouquet also represents our love for Glen and our thankfulness for having had him in our lives. It represents the bond between he and his friends and family. Glen touched many people and blessed many lives during his time with us. He helped make this world a better place to live. From this day forward, we will continue to remember Glen, each in our own private way, forever. A reading to begin our service with Glen this afternoon says, "I heard your voice in the wind today, and I turned to see your face. The warmth of the wind caressed me as I stood silently in place. I felt your touch in the sun today as its warmth filled the sky. I closed my eyes for your embrace, and my spirit soared high. I saw your eyes in the window pane as I watched the falling rain. It seemed as each raindrop fell, it quietly said your name. I held you close in my heart today. It made me feel complete. You may have died, but you are not gone. You will always be a part of me. As long as the sun shines, the wind blows, the rain falls, you will live on inside me forever, for that is all my heart knows." I thank you for your presence here today as we are gathered to remember a much loved and caring man that was Glen Jacobsen. I also want to thank all of you who have joined us online in your support of the family. During this time together, we will focus on and celebrate Glen's life and the many ways his life has blessed ours. In doing so, it is hoped to provide some comfort to those most affected by his passing. I know it is with heavy hearts you have made your way here today to pay your last respects. It demonstrates the esteemed regard in which you all held Glen. Kenneth Glen Jacobsen, fondly remembered as Glen or Jake, was born on this day, September 11th, 1969. He came into the world too early, born prematurely. The baby of the family was born to proud parents Ken and Jeanette Jacobsen, his older siblings being Teresa and Ronnie. Being born prematurely, he had his struggles from the beginning, but he was a fighter and became a strong man. Sadly, though, he left this world in the same manner on May 13, 2020, far too early. Glen's life can be summed up as a story of love. It was a love for traveling. Over the years, he and Candice traveled to many destinations, places like Dominican Republic, Australia, and Bali. Together with other members of his family, he traveled to Walt Disney World and Universal Studios in Florida, to Italy to meet Candice's extended family, and to Alaska on a cruise with his parents, Candice, RJ, Andre, Teresa, and Juan. This was the last family trip before Glen's mother passed away. I know you have been left with many wonderful memories of your time spent with him. It was a love for sports. Glen loved watching the Flames play, both on TV and in person. And twice he traveled with his brother RJ, first to the East Coast and later down the West Coast to watch the games. But most of all, it was a love for family, especially for his son Morgan and his daughter Jenna. Watching them grow up, watching them ride their bikes in the patio of the condo building, building Lego and playing Barbies. When Glen worked at the pool hall, the kids would play pool with him. In the summer, they would swim at the lake where Glen's in-laws lived. Whenever he could, Glen would watch their lacrosse games, soccer games, and gymnastics. Glen was a loving, caring person who was loyal to his family and willing to help whenever called upon. He was gentle, outgoing, and thoughtful. He was always there to help when needed, from doing simple things like picking up a liter of milk or taking care of the dog or fixing something around the house. The family expressed to me that Glen was probably not aware of how much he helped and how much impact he had in their lives. Glen was kind, sincere, and humble. He was just being who he was and what was in his nature to do. A number of years ago, I wrote a short poem which the first stanza says, "I live every day with a book in my hand. A book of blank pages is at my command. And just how I fill them is all up to me. The way that I live is what others will see." Glen's story has been written, and we have been blessed from reading from the pages of his life. We will always cherish the memory of his character and his qualities. May his story encourage each one of us to live lives that are a blessing to others. It is my hope that today you will be granted the coping and healing gifts of strength, courage, and wisdom, the strength to endure the pain of separation from one much loved, the courage to speak openly and honestly to the loss, and the wisdom to give thanksgiving for a life that touched and filled your lives. Glen has now been reunited with his beloved Candice, and I would like to believe that if he could reach out and speak to us today, he would say, "It's okay, don't worry about me." At this time, let us bow our heads as a sign of respect for Glen and also in remembrance and in meditation. We join together to contemplate and to reflect upon all that we have been blessed with in knowing Glen. And we come to express our gratitude and love for him. Today, we are so thankful to have been able to be part of Glen's journey, and we trust that he found benefit or happiness in the part we played. We come this day with reverent hearts, bringing our grief, our gratitude, and our acceptance. We ask for peace within the hurt, light within the dark, a rainbow in the dark skies. We come to be encouraged, be strengthened, and to share support. We come to grieve and to mourn and be still. In this sharing, may we feel comforted. Glen's brother RJ lives in Australia and has pre-recorded the eulogy for Glen, which we will now hear at this time.
Well, shit. This is something I never wanted to do. Stand here in front of so many friends and family and try and put the enormous feeling of a life and heart into something as tiny as words. The warmth of Glen's smile could melt differences, warm your heart, and make you forget whatever crap was going on in the world. Sure, we try to beat the hell out of each other, as brothers do, but we would always make up and have a good laugh about whoever had the best punch or the luckiest getaway, or scheme a story about how that hole got in the door. Oops, sorry, Mom and Dad. It probably cost you a lot more in repair expenses than we realized. Glen was always the first to make friends whenever we moved to a new place, even though he thought he was the quiet and shy one. He always wanted to do right by everyone, and he would give his time, his strength, his support selflessly. We had our own language, mostly made up of movie quotes. We could bring each other to tears laughing with just a, "Never had one lesson," or, "Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense." And especially, "Oh no, they don't pay me no more." And, "The chick cannot hold the smoke. That's what it is." And none of this makes any sense to you guys, but that's what made our relationship special. Trying to make each other burst into tears, laughing, and spitting Pepsi out our nose, that's what made us close. Glen married his high school sweetheart and had 2 amazing kids, and he would do absolutely anything for them. He was lucky enough to find love again, and finally married his girlfriend of 13 years. And he and Candice would become inseparable and travel the world until death did they part. When we lost Mom, love you, Mom, we learned a valuable lesson. Don't wait for those things you've always wanted to do. The Alaskan Cruise was one of hers, and I know the whole family were so grateful to have had that time with her. And even though it may not have been on Glen's bucket list, he joined me for an original 6 tour in 2017. Candice met us in Montreal, but of course, and we had such an incredible time together. And it was fantastic to have Teresa and John meet us in Toronto. A kind of mini family reunion in the name of adventure, careless spending, and hockey. A travel highlight for Glen and Candice must have been coming to Australia to visit us. It was definitely very special for all of us here. Certainly, an important day in Glen's life was when he found he had another brother. He'd often felt like he was adopted, so discovering what must have seemed like his other half-self would have been like completing an open circle in his life. He immediately opened and accepted his new extended family. There was always seemed to be more room in his heart to give more love. Candice was everything to Glen. Even though it may have seemed to the rest of us that they didn't always get along, she was his rock, his emergency flotation device, his cuddly blanket. With Candice's sudden illness and passing, Glen was left with a galaxy of loneliness. He turned to everyone he knew and didn't know for help and guidance. Unfortunately, he also turned to the one thing that had held him up so many times before: alcohol. And this would be fatal. In 2020, in a desperate attempt to reconnect with my brother and distract him from his shattered heart, we took another hockey tour, this time following the Calgary Flames on a California road trip. Our first stop was visiting Michael and family and forcing him to come watch a game with us. I'm sure he's a hockey fan now. This would be the last time the three of us would be together. I think. The three of us, yeah. Anyway, we had an amazing time. Seeing things we'd seen before in a new light. Seeing new things, doing new things, making new memories and experiences. And talking a lot about life, love, and loss. Crying a lot and laughing more. We even walked head-on into enemy territory with our Flames jerseys into Oiler country. Very brave, or very stupid. Whatever it was, we were doing it together. So today, we say goodbye to that funny, grumpy, hopeful, hurt, and loving man we called our friend, our cousin, our uncle, our father, our husband, love you, Candice, our brother. No amount of sympathies and hugs and tears shed will ever fill the emptiness in all of us. Each one of us here will be that much less without you, leaving a Glen-sized hole in our hearts.
When you toss a pebble into a pool of water, it will cause ripples that will reach from shore to shore. Long after the pebble disappears, the ripples continue. In much the same way a person passes away, the impact of their knowledge, values, and love will live on in their family. Glen touched the lives of all his family. He will be missed, but his influence on their lives will continue to live on. This time I'll invite Glen's sister Teresa, his brother-in-law Ross, and his sister-in-law Natalie to speak and to share some memories of Glen with us.
Sadly, I do not remember many details growing up with Glen, but looking at family pictures, it looks like we had a good time. visiting family up north, family camping vacations all over Alberta, BC, and to the US. Spending Sundays at Grandma and Grandpa's for dinner, and then watching Wonderful World of Disney, and then, of course, hockey night in Canada. As RJ mentioned, Glen struggled with alcohol. It got the better of him. But he wanted to get better. And he tried valiantly. He wanted to get better for Candice, for Morgan, Jenna, himself, and all his family. He went to get help. He went to a treatment center. It must have been so hard for him. I have a page here from a treatment center, homework, if you will. This page is entitled, Who Am I? He had to fill in the blanks about his feelings, his needs, etc. And the center of the page says, I am Glen. And I would describe me as, he had to list 10 descriptive words. He wrote, honest, helpful, encouraging, loving, caring, understanding, non-judgmental, friendly, fun, and giving. I'm sure we would all agree with these, and I'm sure we could add a whole lot more to that list. I will just touch on some. Helpful. I'm sure all of us can remember a time when Glen helped us with a project, big or small. For example, we helped Juan and myself do some renovations at Mom and Dad's while they were camping. I think Glen did most of the work. Or helping out when we needed someone to look after our furry, four-legged family members. Our dog Hunter just loved his uncle. Encouraging. I'm sure he encouraged many of us at different times over the years. Loving. He loved Candice, his kids Morgan and Jenna, all his nieces and nephews, his father, his family, near and far. Non-judgmental. When we were told we had a brother living right next door in BC, he was on board immediately to want to meet him, and I'm so thankful we were all on board. If I remember correctly, I think Glen was the first one to actually speak with Michael, and I'm so happy Glen got to spend some time with Michael and his family. Friendly. As RJ mentioned, his smile was so warm and inviting, he made people feel comfortable. Fun. We all probably have stories of the fun times we had with Glen. I will cherish the memories of RJ and Glen laughing together. Like he said, they're one-liners. They would just have to look at each other a certain way and they would burst out laughing. It was wonderful to see them together. I will miss that. We will miss you, Glen, so much. We will be sad at many times. But I hope that we all can keep in our mind and keep close in our hearts the memories of Glen that make us smile.
Glen was here one day and then just gone the next. And it's really hard for all of us to understand. Buddha said the trouble is you think you have time. Glen thought he had time, and I mean, we all think we have time. But some days, life is about our dreams and our hopes for the future. And I think some days are just about putting one foot in front of the other. And that's okay. And this past year, we kept trying to tell Glen, that's okay. And the year leading up to his passing, Glen was trying really hard to get better and to find some happiness. He would often talk about, and I'm just sharing because I know he's going to want all of you to know this on the hard days, that you have to reach out to the people that are around you. You have to surround yourself with people who care about you and love you. You have to have confidence when you're doubting yourself. You have to build courage and patience to be able to accept the pain and truths and the hard times in your life. And most of all, you have to love yourself. Glen was struggling to get there. He tried really hard. We all tried to support him. And in the end, he just couldn't mend his broken heart. Not sure if we'll ever get used to not having you walk around our house, announce your arrival. Family suppers are not the same. We were so lucky to have Candice and Glen so close to us that they would just drop in at any given time. Watching hockey's not the same. Holidays aren't the same. Vacations aren't the same. And my dishes are not getting done, so that's not the same. Glen loved to keep a clean house, so he was always the first one to clear the table, do the dishes, load the dishwasher.
Happy heavenly birthday, Glen. It is his birthday today, so recognize that. He's also left me to be the handyman around my house, which really hurts me. He was always there, as Teresa said. He was our guy. Glen loved his one-liners. When everyone was being silly, he was constantly the guy saying, "That'll do, donkey." When anyone would ask about spending money that they didn't have, especially Candice, "We'll miss you, Candice," he would say, "Champagne dreams on a beer budget." We'll miss eating dinner together and you saying how delicious the meal was by saying you're sufficiently suffonsified, which I'm surprised I made that one through. I could never get that. Our girls, they miss you. They miss the hide and seek, the tickle fights, and it's forever when you would leave. Love, 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 love. Our vacations together, we had a little thing, and it was simple but fun, and we did a sound off. Jenna?
2, 3,
4. We miss that, and it's sad that we only have 2 less here, with Candice and Glen not being part of that. We had a lot of fun together. Poking fun at each other, at Candice mostly. We always had our inside jokes. I don't want to get my phone wet. All of us are here today and remembering our own special memories of Glen. You're a significant part of many of our lives. You were important. You were needed. You were wanted. We hope you knew this, as we certainly recognize the impact that you had on us, and the hole that you have left, the Glen-sized hole. We love you, and thank you for all the fun times we had. We'll keep them close to our heart.
And I have a note here from Pam and Tavi, which is Glen's in-laws, and this is what they've written. We first met Glen back in 2001. He was immediately friendly, engaging us in conversation, and very excited and proud to talk about his kids Morgan and Jenna. We could tell how smitten he was with Candice that first night we met him. Glen, we miss your smile and sarcastic wit. I miss you calling me saying, "Hi, Mom, how are you doing?" I miss our chit-chats. You were a son we never had. Hope you are celebrating your birthday with Candice, your mom, and Bailey. You will always be in our hearts. Love you. We're now going to have a short reflective time where you will have the opportunity to think of your own special thoughts of Glen. This can be a time to simply think of your relationship and what he meant to you. And during this time, we will listen to Glitter by Patrick Roney.
Streaming lights on the door. Welcome back to your life. This is worth living for. There's so much left in store. And we don't get to choose who we get to love, who it is we're gonna lose. Oh, it
Those
breaks
who
our
know me
hearts in two.
and those that don't. I'm the grumpy old dad and the grandpa too. But I've stood everything. Oh, okay, sorry. I've been preempted.
Secret fits just like glitter. It's hard to brush away. Bright light and it still shimmers like it was yesterday. And it falls like confetti. All of the memories explode like a hand grenade. And it's sweet and it's bitter. Grief, it's like glitter. Oh, what a mess it makes. What a mess it makes. Past the now and the rage, the what if, and the praying on the hardest days. You accept what you can't change. But no one really dies if the love remains. And nothing that dies really goes away. See, grief, it's just like glitter. It's hard to brush away. Bright light and it still shimmers like it was yesterday. And it falls like confetti. All of the memories explode like a hand grenade. And it's sweet and it's bitter. Grief, it's like glitter. Oh, what a mess it makes. What a mess it makes. I think life's a party, something you should celebrate. Some people leave early and others get to stay. And hearts they burst like fireworks at the end of the parade. See, grief, it's just like glitter. It's hard to brush away. Bright light and it still shimmers like it was yesterday. And it falls like confetti. All of the memories explode like a hand grenade. And it's sweet and it's bitter. Grief, it's like glitter. Oh, what a mess it makes. What a mess it makes.
I'm back. Sorry about the mistake. We're here to remember the falling of two structures. One was about this big when he was born. The other was the towers in New York. 9/11, the very same day the two had passed away. One, my son, just as great as the tallest building around. He gave me some grief, but he gave me some laughter, he gave me some love. For that, I am grateful. Unfortunately, years ago, my mom said it's not fair when you lose one of your children before you do lose yourself. And this is what's happened here. I've lost someone before I go. Not fair. But I know that things can happen that you have no control over, and we have to accept it. We give him love. We give him our best that we can. He's in a better place that we all know so well. They said a long time ago that a man cannot cry. And we all know that that's a damn lie. I'm trying to hold back, but it's hard to do. So I think I'll go back to my seat and sit down and brew. Thank you for coming. Love you all.
There's a reading by Maya Angelou that is often heard at funerals. It says, people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This is a beautiful saying, and we often read it through without really hearing what it says. So today, let's look at it line by line. People will forget what you did. I'm sure most of you know what Glen did for a living, but for those who don't, his family has prepared this outline. Glen had experienced many different ventures over the years, from working at U-Haul, Beaver Lumber, and getting into the electrical industry to New Wave flooring, seismic safety, and formations. Glen spent most of his working life at formations. He was a jack of all trades during this time. He started in the warehouse, went to the order desk for sales, tried outside sales, and then learned about veneer and the different species of wood and the different cuts of wood. Customers enjoyed chatting with Glen on the phone, and that is why he loved driving the delivery truck for formations. He got to visit with the customers he grew to know and the relationships he built. Glen was able to step in and help out wherever he was needed at formations. The next line of our reading says, people will forget what you said. Think of the many, many conversations you had with Glen over the years. How many do you actually remember? I'm sure there were some that had such an impact on you that you still remember the foundation of the conversation, the feelings bestowed, or the lessons learned. Maybe you remember a line here or there or an idea. If they're put together, would make a beautiful mosaic of thought. But how many conversations do you remember in depth, in detail? It has been said that the first thing you forget about someone you have lost is the sound of their voice. People will forget what you said. But people will never forget how you made them feel. The nature of the human race is that we respond to feelings and emotions. Call it chemistry or whatever. But it is what we feel, what we experience, what speaks to our inner self, that is what we remember. We may not remember all the conversations that we had with Glen over the years, but we will always remember how it felt to be in his company and to feel his love. Glen, through his love, his caring, His acts of kindness have spoken to our inner self, and we will never forget how he has made us feel. Today, we acknowledge our appreciation for the privilege of sharing a part of Glen's life. Even though his passing has meant a physical break in the links of the chain that binds you to each other, the influence and effect of Glen's life is still evident now as we speak his name. And so we say that we are glad Glen lived and that we saw his face. We are glad that we felt his touch and heard his laughter. We will forever cherish a memory of Glen's love, his caring, and his friendship. Glen, people will never forget how you made them feel. Let's now sit back, relax, let our memories flow as we watch a slide presentation celebrating the life of Glen Jacobsen.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? They get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain. When I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost. And I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feel like an ember and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard, you know it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home. Loving can heal. Loving can mend your soul. And it's the only thing that I know. I swear it will get easier. Remember that with every piece of you. And it's the only thing we take with us when we die. We keep you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. And if you hurt me, that's okay, baby. Only words bleed inside these pages. You just hold me. I won't ever let you go. Wait for me to come home. 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 Oh, you can fit me inside the necklace you got when you were 16, next to your heartbeat where I should be. Keep it deep within your soul. And if you hurt me, well, that's okay, baby. Only words bleed inside these pages. You just hold me. I won't ever let you go. When I'm away, I will remember how you kissed me under the lamppost back on 6th Street, hearing you whisper through the phone. Wait for me to come home.
Give her. Oh! Shut the front door. Wow.
Glen left this life on May 13th, 2020, but his spirit and his living made a difference and will continue to do so as long as each of you remember him in your hearts and carry the lessons of his life with you. He gave wonderful gifts of kindness, acceptance, and love. While I'm sure not every moment was easy and not every memory etched in gold, in the final analysis, Glen gave to each of you every inch of what he had to offer and the full expression of his life. The good times, the hard times, the sad times, and the happy times. He never held back, always tried to give his all. If you can learn from his experience and if you can profit from his example, if you can live a little better for having known him, then this will give continuing purpose to his life and be a living memorial to him. On behalf of the family, I thank you for coming today to remember and honor Glen's life. Thank you for the support you've given them and for the support you will continue to offer as they strive to adjust to everyday life. Following our dismissal, you are all invited to stay for a time of refreshment and remembrance. And I've encouraged you to use that time and opportunity to share your memories of Glen with one another. Those who cannot join us in person can still share their memories in the virtual guest book on the Edenbrook website. The family would also like to say a special thank you to Ross and Natalie Mannering for their enormous help, time, energy, and love in planning this day. As well, a special thank you to Dustin Milne, one of Glen's many friends, for his help and for sacrificing his time and for his talent in preparing the slideshow and for streaming the service for us today. This now concludes our service for Glen. As you go your separate ways, keep Glen close to you in spirit and in thought. Hold fast to all your memories of the cherished moments of the past, to the blessings and the laughter, the joys and the celebrations, the sorrows and the tears. The special moments and memories in your life will never change. They will always be in your heart, today and forever. Now, as you return to the routines of your lives, go in love, and may an abiding peace go with you. Thank you.
One last thing. You guys always were given to Glen too, and anytime that he went anywhere, they'd buy him a shot glass. Didn't you give back? Grab a shot glass on the way out. Grab 2, grab 5, grab 10, because we don't need 400 shot glasses. So I'm sure some of you
never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar, and I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. I took the good times, I'll take the bad times. I take you just the way you are. Don't go trying some new fashion. Don't change the color of your hair. You always have my unspoken passion. Although I might not seem to care, I don't want clever conversation. Never want to work that hard. I just want someone that I can talk to. I want you just the way you are. Need to know that you will always be the same old someone that I knew. Oh, what will it take till you believe in me the way that I believe in you? I said I love you, that's forever. This I promise from the heart. I couldn't love you any better. I love you just the way you are. Want someone that I can talk to. I want you just the way